have their good side. However, missionaries have their good side. However, it is overshadowed by their errors. However, it is overshadowed by their errors of condemning African culture squarely. Now we are taking a decision. Number one, underline Chinese, Indians, and what? Why are we underlining them? They are the majority here. They are the what? Paragraph. The Chinese, through their export and import bank, the Chinese, through their export and import bank, known as what? EXIM, E-X-I-M, E-X-I-M, export and what? Import bank, have financed international migrations, have financed international migrations through provision of accessible credit, through provision of accessible credit. The credit received has steered up. The credit received has steered up industrialization, and therefore having more Indians and Chinese, having more Indians and Chinese, and therefore having more Indians and Chinese following their brothers into what? Into East Africa. On the side of Sudan, on the side of Sudan, many 2.5 decades, which stretch over 2.5 decades. The Sudani war, which is displacing very many people, inequality. We are looking at causes of international migrations, and we are looking at gender inequality. In case you have the handout, it is page number 8, gender inequality. This directly means, come and sit here. This directly means the disadvantaged gender. If you are near an empty seat, tell me there is a seat there. Just sit where there are empty seats. This means that the disadvantaged gender, remove the bag, put it on the floor and sit. This means the disadvantaged gender by far will be exposed to international slavery. This means the disadvantaged gender will be exposed to international slavery. disadvantaged gender will be exposed to international slavery. That's why bakadama basinga bani banakadama. There are more men, there are more women out there as opposed to the what? The men. Next, organized crime is also forcing people into international what? Migrations. Organized what? Crime. You murder here in Uganda, you run to Congo and finally London. Organized crime. Lack of enough economic opportunities. Lack of enough economic what? Opportunities. This in itself has pushed many into modern slavery. Lack of enough economic opportunities, especially for the increasing number of youth. Especially for the increasing number of youth. This implies the graduates from schools and colleges. This implies the graduates from schools and colleges are the first victims of international migrations. Are the first victims of international migration. Next, accelerated school dropout. Accelerated school dropout. Accelerated school dropout rates, which serve as raw, R-A-W, as raw labor, as raw, R-A-W, labor in the capitalist world. As raw labor, raw, ikitegeeza nti tamanyi na kwambala, balina omuyigiriza bw'onooyambala ng'otuuse Saudi. Ne bamufunira n'erinnya awo sayidi z'entebetebe. Agenda otuuka eri Shamim ng'ate ne yavaayo nga ye Sandra. Lastly, high levels of what? Illiteracy. Those ones also bring about multiple what? Problems. High levels of illiteracy. Added to high level of illiteracy, added to unskilled education. Added to and what? Skilled education. Yoli asoma n'amalayo degree, n'amala n'avuga boda, kitegeeza degree myaka 16 byasoma byonna tebyakola ki? In conclusion, the points are many, but we have to race against time. I have to take you through projects before we go for lunch. Next, in conclusion, if nothing is done, in conclusion, if nothing is done, the acceleration of the what? Acceleration of international migration is bound to increase. The acceleration of international migrations is bound to increase. The acceleration of international migrations is bound to increase. Assignment. You do and give your teacher. That's number 1. You do and discuss. Refer to question 4 on the question paper. Refer to question 4 on the question paper. Refer to question 4 on the question paper. And note the examples given. And note the examples given. Chinese. Why Chinese? Chinese. Why Chinese? The reason is Chinese. The ones working on the refreshment of the teachers, you have delayed. Chinese. And why Chinese? The reason is the Chinese are the emerging superpower. The Chinese are the emerging superpower. Am I clear? Further understanding. Further understanding. Refer to the 2024 G77/NAM/China.